Hi everybody, welcome to my floss tube. My name is Doreen and my business is Privies and Prims, and we just got to 4,000 subscribers. And like everybody else, I'm gonna just join in and say never could I imagine that I would have gotten to that number. I remember being so excited when I got to 100 and telling my son, oh my gosh, like 100 people like my channel. So toward the end of the video here, I'll wait until then and I will explain how I got started on my YouTube channel, and we'll talk about that at the end in case you don't want to hear all that. I won't bore you. So thank you to everyone who hit that button and subscribed. I thank you. I just appreciate it so much. And thank you to all the new ones and all the ones that have been with me all along and those that came in the middle of it. I have been doing YouTube since 2020, I think April 2020. And so it's been a long time. Anyway, thank you everybody for helping me reach that goal. And now we're on to the next one, to 5,000. So I will have some giveaways here. I have one WIP and one WIP, which is work in progress. And then I have one FFO, which is fully finished object. And I'm going to talk about the linen that I got from Joann's and one of the patterns, the pattern I'm working on. I have a little bit of haul. I had a girls' day out the other day, and we drove over the mountain to North Carolina. There were 5 of us, and we went to lunch first, and then we hit the shops in Burnsville, North Carolina. I had lived there for 14 years, so I knew where everything was, and I gave the other girls a little tour there. So we hit a few thrift stores and consignment shops, and I'll show you what I got. So for haul first, the very first thing I bought, and this was in an antique store, and I got a little funnel. And I'll show you what you can do with these. So this is one use that you can do with a funnel, and I just have a hole in the bottom of it. This is Teresa's Prim Treasures pattern. It's also available for rug hooking, but this is punch needle embroidery. And on the back, I just have a piece of wool. Now, I don't have this permanently attached because I also have a fall pumpkin with a crow on top that I use this same one for, and I just interchange them. So that's why I don't have that permanently attached. But see, now I found another one, so I don't have to swap them out all the time now. I need to get them up there straight. There we go. So that's an idea to use those for. This was $5, and I asked if they would take 3 for it, and they said yes. So I got that for $3. I actually prefer this color, but I don't find them really often. And sometimes when you do, they're greasy or something, or they're more than what I want to pay. So keep an eye out for those at an antique store. Last week I had a giveaway, or the week before, and it hasn't been claimed yet. It was a $5 gift card, and the winner is Becky Davis 59. So Becky, get in touch with me. This is the YouTube name. Get in touch with me, priviesandprims@yahoo.com, or you can message me on my Facebook page, Privies and Prims, or on Instagram, which is DoreenBrannon.priviesandprims. So I've been a little busy this week getting ready for the retreat. My retreat is the middle of March and in Maggie Valley, North Carolina. And I did have a few cancellations, and I did fill those spots. And so everybody, except there was one person, and I don't remember her name. I'm going to put it here. I have your information, but I do not have your $10 payment for the retreat. So your spot is not held. You are not guaranteed that spot because I did not receive your payment. So if you're still wanting to come, get in touch with me right away. And so anyone else that's interested, send me an email or a message on Facebook, and I can get you on the waiting list. There is an event page on my Privies and Prims Facebook page, which explains everything about the retreat. And just please don't just put it in the comments here to add you to the waiting list. I need you to send me an email at priviesandprims@yahoo.com so I have a record of it. So that is the old news. Let me show you what else I got on my haul. So there was one consignment shop we went to, and everything that was before, like it has dates on it on the tag. So anything that was before that date was half price. So I got these 2 frames where this one is probably going to get used that way, but you never know what you're going to use them for. So those are really good condition. They were, this one was 75 cents and this one was $1.50. So check out those stores. Most of my haul is actually frames. I got this piece of sticky board and it was $1, and that was at a thrift store. And this was, these 2 frames I got at a thrift store. And for senior citizens that day, everything was 25% off, and all of us were senior citizens. So this was $1, and so I got it for 75 cents. And it still has the stickers on the back. And then this one is older, even though it's plastic, but look at the design on it. That's why I bought this one. I really like that. So that one was, it didn't have a price on it. And I took it up to the register and she said $3. So it was 25% off of $3. So those were, oh, and then I got this one for $1. And this one is wood and it's really deep here, if you can see. I'm not sure if that shows up or not. But so those I got as far as frame wise. And this, I think, was the best thing of the day, the best find of the day. $2. And then it was 25% off. So this is, you know, for drawing circles, like if you're going to do wool applique, or if you're doing even a circular cross stitch and you need to get that perfect circle on it, this comes in really handy. And I wanted one anyway. It goes up to a 4-inch circle, and then the smallest is a 1-inch. So this will definitely come in handy. I was thrilled to get that. Grab that one right away. Let me put these down and I'll be right back. Okay, I want to show you my WIP. So if you follow me on Facebook on Privies and Prims, which you should, I am posting every night, and sometimes I post it over on Instagram, but not every single day. And I'm posting my progress each night on this project. And this is the pattern, the Egg Collector by Teresa Kogut. And I want to ask you, if you have stitched this, did you have trouble with your pattern matching up? There's 6 pages to this, and mine didn't match up. And I contacted Teresa, and she sent me by email a corrected copy and said that only one other person had contacted her about it. So I don't know if everybody just winged it and, you know, figured it out for themselves, but I'm a newbie and I think this is only the second one I've done with multiple pages. So I would like it to match up. So she sent me a corrected copy and one of the pages still doesn't match. So I've emailed her back and we're trying to get that worked out. I can wing it with just that one page. I can figure it out. But I'm just curious because I ordered this last year at Market for my LNS. And so I've had it that long. I'm just now getting around to stitching it. So here is my progress. Here we go. Now this linen, I don't know what it is except that it's 36 count. I changed the color of the dress. If you see on the picture, it's supposed to be pink. I changed it to Weeks Dye Works, and it's called Jaybird. So it's a variegated thread, and I'm not doing single X's. I know you get more of a variegation then, but I wanted mine more subtle. So I'm going all the way across and then back and then across and then back, except for little areas like in the sleeve and stuff where I would do like, you know, one little X, whatever. But most of it is all the way across and back. And that's what made it such a soft variegation. And I am super happy with it. And I did the same on the green, on the grass. It's Weeks Dye Works Kudzu. Those are the only things I changed. This blue, I will post it right here. I'll put the color that I used for that blue. And then for like the petticoat or slip, whatever that is, that little fringe there, it was supposed to be, I think, 38.66 because I converted to DMC except for the dress and the grass. So it was supposed to be 38.66, and I don't like the way that looks when I stitch it for some reason. It looks really thin or something's off with it. And I've heard a lot of people talk about stitching with white. So this is a really pale blue. And I will put the number here also because I don't have that paper with me. Well, let me just go get it and then I can tell you. I'll be right back. Okay, for the petticoat little trim at the bottom, I used DMC 168. And you can see it's a very pale blue. And then the lines, let me hold this up again. So the dark line at the waist and down here is DMC 930. And then I did have to change the color of the eggs because they were supposed to be blue. You see in the picture. And they would have not shown up because I changed the color of the dress. So I just used 2 of the other colors that are in the pattern, the pinks. So I used those. So that is the only things that I changed. Now let me show you this. This is the Jaybird right here. That's the DMC, or I'm sorry, Weeks Dye Works. Really pretty color. Now, I stitched 1/2, and like I said, it's 36 count linen, and this is all that I had left. That's 2 6 strand pieces, two pieces 6 strands. So that's about how long. So that's all I had left. So I suggest if you're going to do this and you're going to change that color, to get 2 skeins, just in case, you know, if you have to take it out. If something got messed up, get 2 skeins so that you make sure that you have enough. Now, the part that I'm working on right now, and I just stopped doing it to come in and film this because I didn't want to wait too long. Do you see the wing of the crow? So the DMC color that it calls for is a light green for the wing. And I'm not real crazy about that. So I stopped. I think in the picture, it looks like a gray. If you can see that without a glare. It's hard to see. But I think I want to use a gray for the wing. That's too much contrast from the black to that wing. So I think I'm going to change that color and do a darker gray. And I'll pick one out and then I'll put it here of what color I'm going to use. Or I may just put it on my Facebook tonight after I figure it out. But so the tree is done, except for I have to take, I think the color is 611. Let me see, 611, you do ties on the eggs so that like there's a string going up tying them to the tree, because I did not do that. Now, and then one of the ears, somebody said on Facebook, don't tell your mistakes, but in case you think, well, mine looks different, the ears are a little further apart there than mine are, because this one was supposed to be start down here, and I did that wrong, but I think it looks just fine, so I'm leaving it, and I'm only telling you guys. I won't point that out every time when it's on my wall, but I'm really, really happy with her. I got kind of frustrated the other night because of the pattern not matching up, and I had to take the scissors apart, and I was just like, that's it. I quit. I'm going to just give it away to somebody, let them adopt it, and they can finish it. But my friend Rhonda at Asbury Echo, she said, no, you've put too much work into it. You need to finish it. And I was tired. It was late. And then after I went to bed and I woke up the next morning yesterday, I was like, okay, I'm good. I can get back to it. So I will continue it and I will finish it. This trim up here also is that really light blue. It's on the sleeve, and the neckline is the 168. So DMC. So that's my story on that one. And like I said, I'm posting it. I tried to post it each night to show if you want to follow along with the progress, it's on my Facebook page. Now I do have a fully finished, and I am a monogamous stitcher, and I broke away from that for a day because The bunny is for spring, and I wanted to stitch this, and it's for winter, and I wanted to get it out and displayed in my little vignette. So I took a day, and I amazed myself because it's the day that I went out to dinner with friends with some girls that night. So I even went out that day. I managed to stitch this in one day, guys. I finished just before midnight, but it was one day. And this is the pattern, Miss Millie Snow. Is that not adorable? So cute. So this is Teresa Miller, Teresa's Primitive Treasures. And it is 2021 Christmas Winter issue of Punch Needle Primitive Stitcher magazine. So that, so cute. Now, again, pink, I'm not crazy about pink, but I tried the called for DMC for those flowers and it didn't show up really good. And so I changed it to blue, and I think it's 3768, but it's the same blue that is called for on the dress. And there it is. Look how cute. So this trim is from Hobby Lobby, but I coffee stained it, and that's just an old button that I had, and I put that on where the trim goes around and then meets at the top, so that button hides it. I am so happy with that. So these are the called for colors, even though the picture shows the sheep as white and the snow girl's face is white. This is the called for color for the flesh. I guess you can't even see it. There we go. So it's kind of a tan, which I really like. And the snowflakes are the same color. And it is, let me look. So the only thing I changed was the flowers, the colors of the flowers. And I used the same color that's used for the dress. And the, trying to think, hold on. Okay, it's 3032 brown gray is what that sheep and the flesh are. 3032 DMC. The pattern calls for, if you use Weeks Dye Works, it's 1173 Confederate gray, but it's not white. So I absolutely love this. I did not stain it. This is the color of the linen, and this is the linen from Joann's that I talked about on my last floss tube. And then on the back, I just used some fabric that I had in my stash and put a piece of wool over where I stuffed it. I always cut here to stuff. And then I ironed my label on, and the labels are from Ever Emblem. There is the name of it. You can find them online. So they come white, but I always coffee stain mine. I cut the strip and dip it in coffee. But I saved a couple white ones in case I do something for someone else and it's not primitive, so it would still look good. So I want to tell you about the linen. So if you can, I don't know how good you can see it there. I'm going to insert a close-up picture of the linen here that I took. This is, and I'll put a link. It's got strings on it. I will put a link down in the description box. Well, there, you can see it, I think, pretty good right there. So I don't need to add a close-up picture, but do you see the thick lines in it? Those are thick threads that run through it. So if that bothers you, then you don't want this linen because there's a lot of it. And then there's some threads that are just like one little string thick. So it's not an even weave by any means. This is a linen. It is upholstery linen. You can see all those thick, I almost want to call them slugs, but I don't know what you would call them. It's upholstery linen, and it's about $50 a yard. But if you know Joann's, you know they have coupons. So if you can hit it when they have like 50% off one item not on sale or something. When I got it, it was on sale, and I think it was $37.99. It's 54 inches wide when you buy a yard. So I think it was on sale for $37.99. And then I had a coupon for 25% off, an additional 25% off, even sale items. So I got it pretty cheap. I think it was like half price. And I mean, there's a lot because, like I said, it's 54 inches wide, but I'm probably going to buy a couple more yards just in case it like gets discontinued or something. But it's called Nate Berkus upholstery linen. It is not, it's not real thick like you would expect for upholstery. It's heavier than, you know, the cross stitch linen, but it's very soft. You can tell it's very soft. And I liked stitching on it, except for, you know, you get those thick, sluggy, I don't know what to call them, the threads that go through it. I actually like stitching that better than this because this is, I stitch in hand and I just ironed it to show you, but I'm always bunched up like this. And then this kind of stays crinkled up and this other stuff does not. I barely needed to iron this when I was finished it, barely. So, like I said, I don't know what this is, but it's 36 count linen. But I really like stitching on this. And this is what Rhonda uses for all her things on Asbury Echo's designs. Asbury's Echo Stitches, forgive me. Hey, I got an idea. And I'm going to talk to Rhonda about it. And we might have a surprise for you in the future. But check out her Facebook page. I mean, her Etsy shop. She's coming up with some really cute patterns for Valentine's Day and St. Patrick's Day and all that stuff. Oh, and see that little heart back there, right there? That is a punch needle pattern, and it's in my Etsy shop for $2, and it's good for Valentine's Day, but you can do it any color you want, and it doesn't have to be Valentine's Day. So I'm going to do some giveaways, guys, because I want to celebrate. Yay! So I thought that because I'm at 4,000, I would have 4 patterns to give away. So I have 1, 2, 3, and a grouping, which makes 4. So, and actually, I'm just going to use numbers this time instead of keywords. So get a pen and paper. Unless you can remember, it's only 4 numbers. So number 1 is, and I should write this down. Number 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, number 1 is Heartstring Samplery. I Will Cling to the Old Rugged Cross. Now, these were patterns that were gifted to me from friends and to use for giveaways. So this is called Sunday Stitches, the Old Rugged Cross. I Will Cling to the Old Rugged Cross. The stitch count is 146 by 76, and it was stitched on 36 count. Does not give the dimensions, but it is Heartstring Samplery, and there, I'll show it again without the glare. There we go. So that's number 1. Put that in your comment. Number 2 is Plum Street Samplers. Write this down. And this is called Sew Sisters. It's got the ladies with their tomato pincushions. Is that blurry? It looks blurry to me. I think that's better. So that's number 2. If you want to win that, that's Plum Street Samplers. Put that in your comment. And number 3, I'm going to put home. Put number 3 in. This one is With Faith in Our Hearts and a Love All Our Own. Together we've made a place we call home. This would be a great housewarming gift or, you know, like an anniversary stitch or something. It is Country Cottage Needleworks, A Place We Call Home. So if you're interested in that, put number 3 in your comments. So, and then number 4 is 6 patterns. So this is a group of 6. It's hands-on design. Okay. These were given to me by my friend. Thank you, Eva. And it has all the 12 days of Christmas. So this one is Partridge and Doves. So this is going to take a while if you decide to stitch these. This is Ladies and Lords. And these are all, this is one prize together. You would get all 6. Swans and Maids. pipers and drummers. I'm not sure how you would display these or how she displayed hers. Hens and birds. And rings and geese. So those are the 12 days of Christmas. And that is number 4. If you're interested in winning those, like I said, you will get all 6 of them so that you can do the whole series. And if you start now, you'd have them done by Christmas. If you were like me, you could have them done by next week, right? I know, Kathy. Kathy always writes on my comments of how fast I am, but I don't think I'm that fast. But anyway, so those are, so that's, this is 1, 2, 3, and 4 for 4,000. Okay. Now, if you're interested, I'll let you know how I got started in my YouTube channel. It was 2020, April. You know, we were all shut in. It was right at the beginning of COVID. So I lived 3 miles from a campground that I used to work at as the campground office manager. So somebody told me that I had made friends with these people when I was working at that campground. And they told me that there was a guy on YouTube that worked there and that he was posting things on YouTube about the campground. So of course, you know, I worked there for 3 years. So I was always curious what happened. You know, after you leave, sometimes you're curious, sometimes you don't care, but I was curious. So I started watching his channel, and his name is Steve Turtle is his channel name. It's not his real name, but it was funny because he used this fictitious name on YouTube so people wouldn't really know who he was, but then he would post where he was working because, you know, he lived there full time while he was working there. And so him and his wife had fictitious names for their YouTube channel, but he would show you, okay, this is where I'm working, this is our camp or whatever. So that wasn't very good anyway. So these people said, hey, you should go over and meet him. So I went over and met them, and he kept saying to me, you know, he's a fun guy. And if you go back to his older videos, now he's doing like homesteading, and he's in Florida, and they're not like working at campgrounds anymore. But at the time, he was like talking a lot about work camping, which is living at the campground in your camper and working there, which is what I did the last time I was there. So anyway, I would go over and visit him, and he kept saying, you should do a YouTube channel. You should do a YouTube. And I said, no, nobody wants to do this. Well, at the time I was just doing punch needle, and then I got thinking about it, and I thought, well, there's not really any punch needle channels. So maybe I should do this. Maybe I should share the punch needle out there with everybody. And in the beginning, so when I did start, in the beginning, I did it, but I wouldn't show my face. And you would just see like my hands showing things. I didn't want to show myself. So, and then he said, well, you should do camping too. And you should do, you know, combine them and do your punch needle while you're camping. And I said, well, the people watching punch needle don't really want to watch camping. And the camping people don't want to really watch punch needle. So after a while, I started a second channel. So that was called, and it's still called, Camping Therapy, because it's like camping is my therapy. So I think it was a while. I don't even know if I showed my face in the beginning of that one, but I'd have to go back. I'll link my first video on both channels. I'll link them down in the description box in case you're curious. You can go back and watch. And they're probably embarrassing because, you know, we're all nervous on our first time. But, and I remember like when I did my first live stream on the camping channel, and it was walking around the campground and stuff. I really don't like doing a live stream where I'm just sitting here talking to the camera and you're all in the chat talking to me, because I feel like, what if I run out of things to say or I have to entertain you the whole time? So I don't mind doing a live stream if I'm like walking around a campground or I'm at like the retreat for the cross stitch and I have things to show you. I just don't like to just sit in front of the camera by myself and do a live stream that way. But I have done some of them. But anyway, so that's how I got started. And then he kind of slacked off a lot. And then he would laugh and joke because here I was not only doing one channel and staying with it, but I was doing 2 channels. So I just kind of went right past him. So It's okay. We're good friends. But, and we joke because when I call him, he'll say, who is this or something? And he always jokes that it's Jake from State Farm because I'm like a woman calling him and he's married. So that's our kind of ongoing joke. But then I say, hey, Jill, and his wife is there in the background. So anyway, then I broke my wrist in May of 2021. And I don't think, I'll have to check, but I think I kind of took a break from YouTube altogether because I couldn't work on my camper and I couldn't do punch needle. So there wasn't really anything to show. And right now on the Camping Therapy channel, that channel is mostly tours of vintage campers. And I was doing 2 videos a week. I think the year before last, I was doing 2 videos a week. Then last week I'd cut down to 1 video a week because the people that I camp with, I'm with like 4 vintage camper groups, but I've already filmed all their campers. So in case unless they got a new camper, or I saw somebody new in the campground that I didn't know and they would allow me to video their camper, I didn't have any content to put out. So right now that one's it's just on hold. There's not really any new videos coming out there. And I've just put a couple in recently, but they're not tours of campers. And that one will pick back up in the spring. So anyway, that is where I'm at on YouTube. And now I'm continuing on. And I never was as active on the needlework one as I am currently now, which is why I think it has grown so quickly. So I really do, again, appreciate you all. And I hope it just continues to grow and we share as the Country Stitchers, I think it's called Country Stitchers. They always end with share the joy of needlework. And that's what we want to do. We want to share it with everybody. So some people have questions. A lot of people have asked me about this linen from Joann. So I hope that I explained that well enough. If you have any questions, ask again. Put it in the comments and hopefully you will enter these contests. And I need a question. So my question is, how often do you watch YouTube? Do you watch it like daily? I don't have a TV, so I watch YouTube every single day. So let me know how often you watch YouTube, and we will see you probably next weekend. And thank you again, everybody, for helping me meet this goal. And now the next goal is always the next 1,000. So the next one will be 5,000. And I will see you next time. Hit the thumbs up if you haven't already. If you're on a TV, I know you can't comment. But if you go down, and then I think you have to hit more or something, then you can click that thumbs up. And that really helps my channel. Oh, somebody asked me if we get paid by how many subscribers we have. We do not. You get paid by the ads that come on, the little commercials. It's called ad revenue. And that's why some channels will have ads going on in the middle of their videos, because then they're making more money because there's more ads. And I refuse to put ads in the middle of my videos because I hate them. I hate videos being interrupted by ads, and somebody will be talking and it just cuts right out and they start with the ad. And then, of course you can always hit skip, but it's to me, I just find it very annoying. And I am not interested that much in making more money to the point where I want to have those ads, because I know I don't like them and you probably don't like them either. So I'm not going to do that to my viewers, but other people choose to do them. That's okay. And that's their choice. But I just don't have them. But no, we do not make money by how many subscribers we have. We don't make money by you clicking on the like. We make money by the views, by people watching the video. And I think that all of that combined probably has something to do with whether YouTube will promote our video. Like my last floss tube, I think had 800 or 900 views. And the one before that, I think was close to 2,000. And that all has to do with whether or not YouTube is putting it on, like when you click on YouTube and it's got all these little thumbnails suggesting videos for you. I can tell when YouTube is suggesting my videos because I get a lot more views. So I think all of that combined, how many subscribers you have, how many thumbs up you get, whether you're getting comments or not, it's all interaction. And I think that all of that combined is maybe how the analytics or the algorithm works. I don't think any of us really know. But anyway, I just appreciate y'all watching. If you do nothing else and you just watch, I appreciate it. So I'll see you next time. Bye.